إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. عن عمر بن معمون على عوده رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لرجل وهو يعزه اغتنم خمسا قبل خمسا شبابك قبل هرمك وصحتك قبل سقمك وغناك قبل فقرك وفراغك قبل شغلك وحياتك قبل موتك رواه الترمذي بحوالة معرف الحديث. Sayyidina Umar bin Mamun, who is from the area of Al-Audi, he has narrated this hadith that he saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam making nasiha, giving advice to a person. And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the word that he sallallahu alaihi wasallam used is ikhtanim. Ikhtanim is used at a time when you get something that you did not expect to get. And particularly when you go for the war or you go for the battle, and you do not expect that if you're going to be victorious or if you're going to be defeated, or if you're going to win or if you're going to lose, if you're going to be living or if you're going to be dying. But if you go for the jihad and you end up winning, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you life, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a lot of booty of the war, a lot of the provision, and the enemy leaves a lot of things behind. And you did not expect to have all that wealth. And at that time the word is used, ikhtanim. And in today's life, we can give an example. If you are a businessman, you can use this example as for the better understanding. That you are a trader of oil, and you buy, let's say, 10,000 barrels of oil at the price of $10 per barrel. And something happens in the Middle East, a war breaks out, or there's a big tsunami, or something happens that caused the oil prices to shoot up. And you end up selling that oil, the one you bought for $10 per barrel, at $90 per barrel. So you expected some profit, but you did not expect that much profit. So at that time you can use the ikhtanim, that it is unexpected profit, unexpected thing that you got. So Rasulullah is advising this person that get the benefit, take the advantage of five things before the other 5 things come. So these 5 things that everybody has. And it is also certain, and it is also 100% sure, that we are all going to lose these 5 things. And we're going to end up with the other 5 things which are going to follow this. So Rasulullah is telling us to take the benefit, take the advantage of these 5 things that we have right now before we lose them. The first thing that Rasulullah told us to take the advantage is Shababaka qabla harmika. Take the advantage, take the benefit of youth before the old age comes. And second thing Rasulullah said was Sihataka qabla saqmika. Take the advantage of your health before you lose it. And the third thing Rasulullah said wa ghinaka qabla fukrika. Take the advantage of the wealth before you lose it, before you become poor. And the fourth thing Rasulullah said wa faragaka qabla shughlika. Take the benefit of the free time before you become occupied, before you become busy. And the fifth thing Rasulullah said to take the benefit is wa hayataka qabla mautika. Take the benefit of the life before you lose your life, before you end up dead. So let's take a look at these one by one to make a better understanding of it. The first thing Rasulullah told us that everybody gets and everybody has, and then some of us have already lost it and some of us still have, is Shababaka qabla haramika. Take the benefit of your youth before you become old. So mashallah, I see a lot of youth over here, and there was a time that I was young myself also, and I wish that I would have known this advice at that time. And I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help these young men to get the better understanding of that, what I'm about to say. When we are young, we think we can change the world. We think we can turn this world upside down, and it is true. A young man has that much power. He has that much energy. He has that much wisdom that he can change the course of the world. And we have seen it in our life, that we have seen some young men people arrive. Some young men arrive and they come up with the things. They are so energetic, that they are so much wise. They are full of wisdom. They have changed the course of the history. I'm not going to go too far. I will just give you a small example of Steve Jobs. He was a young man who started his business from his garage. And he was so much smart that at that time, when he was working as a hobby from his garage, that he would write the codes of the computers and he would share it with other people. And they would have fun about how the keyboard works, how you connect this wire to this wire and you connect this wire to this wire. And this is how you get this result. That today we have the iPhone and today we have the iPads. And these things that he started, the Apple phone and the Apple computers and all that, that later on other people came and they built upon that. And today, today our phone has more technology than the technology that NASA used first time to send the man to the moon. This cell phone has that much technology. One of the poet and one of the scholar of the Persian, he said, "Dar jawani toba kardam shevai pegamri." When we are young, of course, we make mistakes. And when we are young, there's so much attraction towards the evil. There's so much attraction towards the life. There's so much attraction towards everyday affairs that, of course, we're going to end up making the mistake. But when we make the mistake, we remember Allah Rabbul Izzah. When we make the mistake, then we come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask for the forgiveness and we make the promise not to do those mistakes again. If a young man does that, if an old person does that, mashallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves the maghfirah of a person that comes back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves us so much, and I hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives us all for our mistake. But when a young man makes a mistake and when he comes back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this point is saying that that action of his, that coming back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and asking for forgiveness, is as if an action of a Nabi, as if an action of a prophet. This is how much the importance is for the young man. So let's, all those youth who are sitting here, that if you can get this understanding, and I wish I can open my heart, that I can transfer it to you, that when I was young, that I have made mistakes also. And now that you are young, and I know that you make mistakes also, because this is the nature of the human being. But remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not forget the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And always, no matter what you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy and maghfirah is open. So come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Remember that. And then when we are young, we have so much energy that we can stay up all night doing whatever we need to do. And yet we are able to get to the class in time in the morning. Having that energy, having that the wisdom that not to miss the class, we need to remember the prime, the bottom, the basic need that we have been sent to this life is to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to do the deeds that will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so we are successful on the day of judgment. So remember that. So use that time wisely. Use that energy to remember and memorize the Quran. If you already know some surah, let's start on the surahs after that. Pick a qari that is your favorite. Pick a hafiz that is your favorite. And put his recitation in your iPhone. And then whenever you get the chance, listen to that. And memorize the Quran. And then when you memorize some surah, go back and learn the translation of it. And then try to apply that to your life. So when you are young, and I have seen, mashallah, so many young people, that they memorize the whole Quran, mashallah. That not only they memorize the Quran, they went to school and they taught in the school also. They became the doctors. They became the engineers. And you know, being successful in this life is not just enough. Being a successful Muslim, being a successful, famous, and a wise doctor is more important to be just a doctor. Being a successful Muslim engineer or Muslim inventor is more important than just being an inventor. When you are known as a Muslim and known as a smart man, people will have more respect for you than just being a smart man. So remember, my brothers and sisters, this nasihah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that shababaha qabla harbika, because we are all going to use this time and we are all going to lose this youth and we will become old. So let's not be sorry when we're old. The second advice that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made was wasihataka qabla saqmika. Take advantage of your health before you become sick. As when we are young, we take this as granted, our youth. Same way, when we are healthy, we take this that we are never going to get sick, that we are always going to be strong, that we are always going to be healthy. And inshallah, whenever I get some chance, whenever I get some time, I will do some salat. I will memorize some Quran. But my brothers and sisters, remember, we are not going to be healthy forever. And I remember it very much, like yesterday, when I had an accident and I broke my leg. For 6 months I was on the wheelchair. And then after that, when I got healthy, one day I tried to run and I could not run. And that's when I realized having leg is not enough, but having the power in the leg that it can take your weight, that it can make you do all the functions that you want to do. And we do not realize what we have until we lose. Ask that person that who just witnessed the month of Ramadan, that who wanted to fast, but he could not fast because he had some diabetes. Ask that person who wanted to stand up in the camel leg, who wanted to do the ruku and sujood, who wanted to do the qiyam, who wanted to follow the imam in the salawat al-tarawih, but he did not have the energy. But he did not have the health to stand up, and he had to sit down on the chair. My brothers and sisters, that's when we're going to realize what we have that we did not realize that we have, and when we lost it, that's when we realize it. So let's use the benefit. Let's take the advantage of this health that we have right now before we lose. Let's try to read the Quran more before our eyesight become weak. That before we realize when we are in the masjid and we have some free time, that I want to read some Quran, and then I say, oh, I left my glasses at home. It has happened to some of us. Let's remember to read the Quran as much we can. Let's remember to memorize the Quran as much we can memorize. Let's try to do longer sujood right now that we can make the sajda. Let's try to make the longer ruku. Let's try to make the longer salawat when we can stand up in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before it is too late, and it is very common that sometimes we have to sit down on the chair. That sometimes we have to sit down on the floor because we cannot do the ruku, because we cannot do the qiyam, because we cannot do the sujood. So let's remember that advice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَصِحَتَكَ قَبْلَ سَقْمِكَ. Number third advice that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave. وَغِنَاكَ قَبْلَ فِكْرِكَ قَبْلَ فَقْرِكَ. Take advantage of your wealth before you become poor. My brothers and sisters, a poor person is not going to be poor forever. And a rich person is not going to be rich forever. And it is not too far away before we remember that we had this time when a lot of people lost their wealth. When the stock market went down. And when people who were very successful businessmen, who were millionaires, they end up selling their houses because they could not meet their obligations that they had. They had to file the bankruptcy. And I know some Muslim brothers that who were flying high. And I remember his contribution, mashallah, to this masjid and to another masjid also. But he was a big time builder. He was building subdivisions and he was building shopping centers. And then things went down, he could not sell his houses. The shopping centers were staying vacant and he had to file for bankruptcy. So much so that he ended up losing his own house. I remember that brother, that he was driving those expensive cars. And then I remember that he was always free. He had nothing to do because his businesses were bankrupt. He had nothing to do because people were not buying houses. My brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect each and every one of us from that time. But remember, what we have right now, we're not going to have forever. So let's take the advantage, let's take the benefit why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have trusted us with this wealth. Because today we have this wealth, tomorrow somebody else is going to be in charge of this wealth. Today we have this house, tomorrow somebody else will be in charge of that house. Today we have this business, tomorrow somebody else will be owning this business. So before we lose this, do as much sadaqah, do as much charity, do as much zakat that you can do, because whatever you give for fi sabilillah, that is what you are saving, that is what you have. That one time Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam sacrificed a goat, and he came to his home and he asked Sayyidah Aisha radhiyallahu anha, what do you have left? And Sayyidah Aisha Siddiqa radhiyallahu anha said, I gave her everything that came from that goat except a piece of shoulder. She knew Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam liked the meat of the shoulder. And he sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, everything that you gave away, it is saved. And what you were saying that you have saved is the one which we do not have. What we eat, what we spend, is not going to give us benefit. What we give fi sabilillah, that is one which is saved. My brother and sister, when you give, you are giving it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat 261, مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ أَمْوَالَهُمْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ كَمَثَلِ حَبَّةٍ أَنبَتَتْ سَبْعَ سَنَابِلَ فِي كُلِّ سُنبُلَةٍ مِائَةُ حَبَّةٍ وَاللَّهُ يُضَاعِفُ لِمَن يَشَاءُ وَاللَّهُ وَاسِعٌ عَلِيمٌ. The example of giving in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is like the example of giving a corn. That you put the corn seed in the land and you water it, and a corn bush comes out of it. And the corn bush has 7 ears, and each ear has 100 pieces of corn. So you give one corn and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you 700 pieces of corn. This is the example that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives in the Quran. And then on the top of it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that you giving $1, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you ajr and hasanat of $700. Not only just that, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wish, even more than that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give. Who will give you the business transaction like that? That for $1, return of $700. So that means for $1,000 if somebody makes a donation, it is for $700,000. Can anybody in this life, any bank, any business can give a transaction like that? It's only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you return in this life, but your return is saved in the hereafter. Imagine another, that if you give fi sabilillah, if you build a masjid, if you give money to build a masjid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will build a house for you in the paradise. So you build 7 masajid. You put your money, building doesn't mean that you have to build the whole masjid. You build part of a masjid. You pay for 1 brick. But yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the palace for you in the Jannah. So you put that brick in several masajid. So you have several palaces in the Jannah. So something happens in this dunya, and you want to go back to your city where you live, like let's say in Mayada, and there's a barricade of the police, and police say, oh, you cannot go, there's a tornado, or there's this and this happened. But you say, oh, no, I live in that house. My house is there. I have to go check on my house. I live there. This is my city. You think the police will stop you from entering? Of course, police will let you in. They will say, yes, yes, go check on your house. Go since you live here. But we don't want people who do not live here to come, so they will not cause any trouble. They will not cause any chaos in the city. So my brothers and sisters, if you build your houses in the Jannah, if you buy properties in the Jannah, if you have the farms in the Jannah, you think you will be stopped from entering into Jannah? Of course you will be able to enter in Jannah. So buy your houses in the Jannah. And the next example, and the next advice that Rasulullah gave it to that person to take the benefit, to take the advantage was, وَفَرَاغَ قَبْلَ شُغْلِكَ. Take the benefit of free time before you become busy. And you know, it is very common, and it happens with all of us, is that we work 5 days a week, and then we are off for 2 days. Let's realize, let's think about what we are doing in that free time when we have 2 days off. Are we spending more of that time in the masjid? Are we using that weekend to have some quality time with our family? Are we spending that time when we are with the family to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are we spending that time with the family in the flash, in watching the TV, and doing things that Allah will not please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Are we using that time to bring our children into the masjid and to spend that time being as a teacher in the Sunday school, or attending the halqa and trying to learn the Quran ourselves, trying to memorize the Quran ourselves? Are we spending that weekend in our house and having a halqa of our family? Are we trying to figure out the issue that my son and my daughter is going through? And we're trying to have a halqa in the family on the weekend and trying to discuss those issues that my family is facing, to bring the hadiths which are related to that issue, or bringing the Quranic ayah which are related to that issue that my son is going, and then explaining it to him. Or as a matter of fact, asking my son or asking my wife to prepare that hadith, to prepare that ayah, and making that house, making that environment in the house, the environment which guide me and which guide my family, which will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on me, which will please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a whole for my whole family. Are we using that weekend to making the dua for the ummah? Are we using that weekend to get together and remember those brothers and sisters who were not able to make it to the masjid, and going and visiting those brothers and sisters, to inviting them to come to the masjid, to inviting them to come and join the halqa, to trying to learn ourselves and to trying to teach other people? These are the things that we need to be doing. And then sometimes things happen that we end up losing our job. Do we need to worry when we lose our job? No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken the responsibility of feeding us. And of course we're going to find another job. And so much so happened, maybe it happened with you brothers and the sisters also, that every time I lost my job, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me a job which was a better job than the one which I lost. So when we are between those jobs, how we are spending that time? Are we remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at that time? Of course we are looking for the job, but yet we have so much time. Are we spending most of the time in the masjid? Are we spending most of the time trying to catch up on the memorization of the Quran? My brother and sister, I cannot insist on this to try to memorize the Quran. When I was a kid, I did not take advantage of my youth to spend some time to learn the Quran, to memorize the Quran. And now that I am an old man, I realize what I missed. And when I have time, I try to do it. So that's why I'm advising you, and I'm asking you, brothers and sisters, to remember this advice of Rasulullah, that whenever we have time, not only just try to memorize the Quran, but try to understand the Quran, my brothers and sisters. Try to see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us to do in the Quran. If we can get the understanding, even of one ayah over the weekend, and if we can put that ayah in the practice, all the troubles And each one of us is facing today, we will not have those troubles. So I advise you, and I ask you, brothers and sisters, and I advise myself also, that when we are between the jobs, when we are on the weekend, or when we have some time in the evening, or when we have some time in the morning, sometimes like you have the night shift and sometimes you have the morning shift. So whenever the time we have available, try to get the benefit of that free time. Come to the masjid, attend the halqa. As Imam says, mashallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him ajr azim, that we do not get the full benefit, and I always remember his words. And he says, brothers and sisters, make some time for Quran. So brothers and sisters, make some time for Quran. Know that you have the weekend, or if you're working on the weekend, maybe on the weekdays. Whatever the time we can make, whatever the time we can have, let's come to the masjid. And nowadays, this is the age of the, mashallah, what you call the knowledge. The knowledge is on our fingertips. The knowledge is in our iPhone. The knowledge is in our computer. Let's get the benefit of this knowledge which is available. Figure out, get the Quran app in your phone, that recite the Quran, learn the Quran, and see the translation. If you have already memorized it, try to correct the pronunciation. If you already got the pronunciation corrected, try to get the benefit of the translation. Read the tafasir. MashaAllah, one of the best of the tafasir that I have come across and got the benefit of is Tafsir al-Quran. It is so much in easy language, in today's language. Get the benefit of. And then the Tafsir al-Quran is available. MashaAllah, the tafsir that can change the life of a person. And then we have so many other tafasir that are available, and we need to get the benefit of that. And then in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, wal asr. Realize, anything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, it is very important. But yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to give importance to something, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala swears. And what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is swearing is this, with the time. Wal asr innal insana lafi khusr. That everybody, the whole human being is in loss. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is swearing about that with the time. This is how much important the time is for brothers and sisters. But it's a tragic picture that each and every one of us is in loss. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying we're in loss, then there's no escape. Of course we are in loss. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying there's an exception. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَآمِنُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. This is the exception. Those people who believe in Allah, those people who will believe in the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Those are the people who are exception. But not only the exception is for those people who believe in Allah, but there's some other things they have to do in order to get the exception. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَآمِنُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. That not only they believe in Allah, but they do good deeds. And of course, when you're going to do good deeds, you're going to have hardship. When you're going to invite people towards good, when you're going to prevent people from doing the wrong, from doing the bad, they're going to say, who are you? Who are you to tell me that I cannot do this? This is free country. I am free to do whatever I want to do. And they will give you hardship. And you will have to listen to the bad words. And at that time, instead of being mad at him, instead of calling him bad name like he is calling you bad name, that you do sabr, that you have the patience. Only these people, there's so much to be said about this, just in this surah, that the whole books have been written about that. And one of the scholars said that if only Surah Al-Asr was revealed instead of whole Quran, this should have been sufficient for the success of human being. So this is how important the surah is. That I advise you, all of you brothers, and to myself, to memorize this surah and to get the understanding of this surah. That so we can get this exception that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَآمِنُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَاصَوْا بِالصَّبْرِ. And the final and the fifth advice that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave to that man was وَحَيَاةَ قَبْلَ مَوْتِكَ. Take advantage of your life before you are dead. My brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, الَّذِي خَلَقَ الْمَوْتَ وَالْحَيَاةَ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created this death and the life. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can see who is the one who did the good deeds, who is the one who has done the things that he was supposed to do, and that he'll be successful, and who did not do it, then he will be in loss. And if you notice in this ayah, and there are a lot of places, whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always mentions the death first and the life later on. As a matter of fact, death is not the death. Death is the beginning of the life. The life which is forever. Death is a door. Death is a gate that everybody has to enter through. And when you enter through this death, it's the life forever. The life we have today, that's a temporary life. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is saying, take the benefit of this life before you lose this. And then you will not have the opportunity to come back and do what you want to do, to take care of the mistakes that you made the mistakes. And as a matter of fact, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, every morning when he would wake up, he would say, Alhamdulillah, illazi ahyana, badama amatana, wa ilayhin nashur. All praises are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who gave me the life after the death, and to him that we all have to return to the final return. The sleep that we take every night is an example of that. That every night we go to temporary death. It is only with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we get, that our soul comes back to our body, that we raise up in the morning. So we need to get the lesson from that sleep, and we need to remember our death. That sometime we will go to sleep and we will never wake up. So my brothers and sisters, let's remember these advices of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيبنا وحبيب رب العالمين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم أصلح لنا ديننا الذي هو عصمة أمرنا وأصلح لنا دنيانا التي فيها معاشنا وأصلح لنا آخرتنا التي فيها معادنا وجعل الحياة زيادة لنا في كل خير وجعل الموت راحة لنا من كل شر لا إله إلا الله الحليم الكريم سبحان الله رب العرش العظيم والحمد لله رب العالمين نسألك موجبات رحمتك وعزائم مغفرتك والغنيمة من كل بر والسلامة من كل اسم لا تدع لنا ذنبا إلا غفرته ولا هما إلا فرجته ولا حاجة هي لك رزق وإلا قضيتها يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم انصر الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين اللهم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين عباد الله رحمكم الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون اذكروا الله يذكركم وادعوه يستجب لكم واستغفروه لذنوبكم إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. All the mistakes and the shortcoming in the khutbah of my brothers and sisters, I ask you to forgive me, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive me also, especially the pronunciation of the Quran and the Hadith. And if there was anything good in the khutbah, it is purely from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa aqimus salam.